Hey there everybody, and welcome back to the channel. So my name is Oscar, and on this channel we talk about personal finance, stock market investing, building wealth, managing your money, entrepreneurship, and everything in between, okay? So if that is something that you are really interested in, then I would consider subscribing. But other than that guys, like, comment as always, and let's get straight into the video. So on this video guys, I'm going to show you guys the best way on how to manage your money in 2019, okay? Now this method is so simple that anybody can do it. But the problem with that guys is that, well, not everybody understands it or knows how to actually implement it. Because you see, when it comes to managing your money guys, 10% of it is just having the knowledge of managing your money, okay? You can read about how to manage your money, watch videos on it, but the 90% of it is actually having the discipline to manage your money, okay? Because if you don't have the discipline to manage your money, well then you will never know how to manage your money. So it's all about discipline, okay guys? So that's why on this video, I'm going to go exactly on the best way on how you should be managing your money, okay? Now some of you may have already heard about this method, some of you may have not. So for those of you who haven't, be sure to stick to the end of the video so that you get a full understanding of how this method works. And the method that I'm talking about exactly guys is known as the 50-30-20 rule, okay? So the 50-30-20 rule. And this is one of the most simplest methods on how to actually manage your money, okay guys? So in case you don't know what the exact 50-30-20 rule actually means guys, is that we're gonna take your income on this chart right here, okay? And we're gonna break it down by pieces. And remember, this is your after-tax income, not what you take home before tax. This is the money that you take home after taxes and everything has been taken out, okay? So if you make $100,000 a year before taxes, you don't include that. You include what's after taxes. So you probably make, I don't know, $80,000 to $70,000 a year maybe. So that's the money that you would use to break down on this chart. So now again, 50% of your money is gonna go into this section. And this section right here is going to be your needs, okay? This is the stuff that you need to live with. Now on this part over here, 30%. This is going to be your wants, okay? And I'm going to go over exactly on each sector in a bit on how to break it down and go over what each sector actually means. Now the last piece, 20%, this is going to be like your savings and debt. So hopefully you guys can see that. But this is what the 50-30-20 rule looks like, okay? 50% of your income needs to go to needs, 30% goes into wants, and then the last 20% into your savings and debt. So if you can start breaking it down into these categories like this little by little, it'll give you a better understanding of how to manage your money, okay? So let's break it down one by one, all right? So first let's erase this. All right. So remember, the first one, 50%. 50%, remember, this is your needs. So this is where half of your income needs to start going into, okay? And what exactly are your needs? Well, there's a variety of things that this could be, such as your home mortgage or rent. I mean, you gotta live somewhere. Then other things like food. I mean, you gotta eat, right guys? You need to eat. And then things like utilities. You need water to shower, you need light, you know, for basically everything nowadays. And last but not least, a car. I mean, now unless you live 5 minutes from your job, you're obviously gonna need a car of some sort, whether you're renting a car or buying a car, whatever it may be. These are the 4 things that you are gonna need, okay? Now these are just some of the things. I mean, there's probably a little bit more, but for the most part, these are the basics of what every human being on earth needs. So this is exactly for 50% of your income needs to go into, okay guys? So if you make hypothetically like $10,000 a month after taxes, then $5,000 of that needs to go into these things, okay? So that breaks down the 50% part, okay? 50% of your income needs to go into your needs. Now let's go into the next step by going into your wants. So let's erase this real quick. Now remember, 30% goes into wants. So again, hypothetically, if you make $10,000 a month, now $3,000 of that money should hypothetically go into here. But later on, I'll explain why this should be a little bit lower. But let's just go into the basics of this part. Now your wants. These are the things that you really truly desire to have, but you don't need it to live, okay? These are the things that if you didn't have it right now, you wouldn't die without it, okay? You will be okay. You'll be alright. You can go years without it. You could die without it. And these things will be stuff like your Netflix. You don't need Netflix to live, okay, guys? Let's just be honest here, okay? You don't need Netflix. Now, clothes, shopping, whatever you want to call it. Now, yes, you do need clothes, okay? But there's to a certain point where you don't need Supreme clothes, okay? Or Gucci shirts or something like that. You don't need those type of clothes. You're okay with the simple $5 t-shirt from Walmart, okay? Heck, that's where I buy my t-shirts from, and I'm okay. I mean, I'm still living, right? Oh, yeah. Now, another thing that you might want to put in this category is hobbies. Now, listen, there's nothing wrong with having a hobby whatsoever, okay? I think it's extremely important to have a hobby just to balance your work, life, family balance out, okay? So putting a portion of your income into your hobbies is okay as well, okay? But that's just a want. That's not a need. And then one of the last things that I will put on this list is eating out, okay? I don't know how many of you actually eat out every day or maybe every weekend or so. Maybe eat 24/7. Maybe you eat out 24/7, but eating out is a want, okay? That is not a need. You can stay home and cook yourself a nice, delicious, even healthier meal, okay? Now, I know for some people it may be easier to just go to McDonald's or something, get a quick bite to eat, and then go on with your life, okay? I understand that if you're limited on time. But eating out will eat out your pockets way faster than anything else, okay? Especially if you're eating out 24/7. So make sure that only 30% of your income goes into this category, okay? Not a percentage more or anything, just 30%. Because if you start spending more than 30%, well, you're gonna be going down a deep rabbit hole that you don't want to get into, okay? Now the last and final piece of this puzzle, guys. Remember, this last piece is the 20% rule. And this was your savings / debt. So again, hypothetically, if you make $10,000 a month, remember, $5,000 of it goes straight into your needs. $3,000 of that goes into your wants. So the last $2,000 of it needs to go into your savings / debt, okay? So some of the things that I'm about to list are things like an emergency fund. Listen, guys, there's nothing more important in life right now than having an emergency fund. Because if you work at a job, anything could happen at that job, right? The company can go out of business. They could fire you for no damn reason, okay? So it's extremely to have an emergency fund. Now, my honest suggestion is to have at least 6 to a year months worth of savings, okay? So if your lifestyle is a $100,000 lifestyle every single year, well then you better have $100,000 in your bank account, okay? Because again, anything could happen, and you don't want to leave your family out on the streets when you don't have any money in your savings account. So make sure that 20% of your money goes into your savings account. Now, assuming you have that built out, next you need to get rid of some debt, okay? And debt could be such as school loans, okay? Those dreaded degrees. Other things such as credit cards, high interest credit cards. Well, I think I spelled that a little bit weird, but you get the point. Listen, credit cards, debt, school loans, whatever you want to call it. 20% of your income needs to go into paying off those damn debts. Because if you're not paying them down, guys, well, these credit companies are just taking money out of you every single day, bit by bit, and they're eating your savings away. They're eating your lifestyle away, okay? So it's extremely important that you have 20% of your income going into paying off your debts. Especially if you have anything over 4%, be sure to pay those off first before you even consider investing even. And one of the last final things in here, guys, is your 401ks, retirement, whatever you want to call it. You want to make sure you save for your future as well, okay? So make sure that 20% of your income is going to either of these categories. In my honest opinion, it is better if you have the emergency fund first, just to have that little safe cushion in case something drastically happens. And then after that, pay off your debts, okay? You got to pay off your debts. And then afterwards, then you can work on your retirement, okay? Because your future is extremely important as well, especially if you're not good at saving money or investing your money. So it's good to have that nice little nest egg at the end of your 60 years. That way you have something to live off of, okay? So this is where 20% of your money needs to go, okay? Now listen, guys, this is such a simple method on how to manage your money. But the problem is that most people don't get it, and most people don't have the discipline to, put it into use. And until you start managing your money the right way, you will never know where every single bit of your dollars are going into, okay? Because I guarantee you, if you were to break this down and do your own money and managing it, you will be extremely shocked at where the majority of your money is going, and you will be like, holy crap, I cannot believe I was spending my money on that certain thing or that certain thing, okay? So it's extremely important to manage your money, and hopefully this helped, okay? I really hope it brought you some great value as far as helping you manage your money. Now later on, I will go over maybe on some spreadsheets or something if that's something that interests you guys, and break it down bit by bit on that, okay? But until then, take the time to, practice with this, see how it works out for you. Let me know if it works out, okay guys? And if you need any help, be sure to leave a comment down below, and I do reply to every single comment, okay? But as always guys, that's gonna wrap it up for today's video. Again, if you haven't, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, the whole 9 yards, and I'll see you in the next video. Alright guys, later.